Hey there, Eli Tatum with Transworld Business Advisors in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We're coming down to the end of April, one day at a time, and a lot of people have obviously noticed that the economy is different than it was a year ago or 2 years ago, definitely 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and interest rates are affected by a lot of factors in the economy, world events, policy, etc., etc. So, when it comes to interest rates for loans for businesses, a lot of buyers might be thinking to themselves that it's not really a good time to buy a business anymore. And you might think to yourself, well, Eli, you're probably a little biased. You want people to buy businesses. And I understand that. I totally get that. But here's a sort of a larger, if we step back and look historically, for the last 50 years or so, the interest rates have been, for the last 2 or 3 years, very, very low. To some degree, historically, some could argue even abnormally low. They've been low. And now that they're raising up a little bit, good, bad, or otherwise, depending on how you might view certain economic policies and things like that, they are still relatively low compared to perhaps a 50-year average or whatever it might be. Interest rates, I was speaking to my father about this a couple weeks back, and he was mentioning that when he bought a car, when he was a young man and had bought one of his first vehicles, that the interest rate was like 20%. On this car, and that was like normal. That was like an average interest rate for that time in the 80s, and I heard that and almost fell over, because 20% sounds crazy. Right now the interest rate is nowhere near that, obviously. It's higher than 5-6%, but 7, 8, 9, 10%, whatever it might be, is still actually low, historically speaking, to some degree. So the question is it still a good time to buy a business? And the answer, relatively speaking, is yes, it is. For a couple of reasons. One, historical highs and lows of interest rates. But two, we don't know when the interest rates are coming back down. And so if your interest rates might not be coming back down, it would be perhaps incumbent upon you to make a move while you know it's relatively low. Food for thought. Again, this is Eli with Transworld Business Advisors, 864-527-5995, etatem@tworld.com. Thanks.